Alright, let's talk about Alex Hormozi. He grew to 7.8 million followers across his platforms. He posted 35,000 pieces of content. That's roughly 875 pieces of content every single month. Now he has 4 million subscribers on YouTube, close to 5 million on Instagram. And his videos constantly rack up millions of views without spending a single dollar on ads. And the thing is, I watch all of his videos over and over again, but there are 10 hooks principles he uses all the time across thousands of his videos. So today I'm going to show you exactly what they are, prove it in his content, then show you how to apply it yourself. Now, who am I and why should you listen to me until the end? You can go to Instagram and search for Devin Jato. He runs a content marketing company named Nexus. He's a genius in his niche, and I was the guy who edited his videos. Not all of them, but this one, or this one. I edited these videos. I didn't just know about editing to produce these videos. I need to understand so deep about content, about how to go viral. Now I'm not working for Nexus anymore, but amazing company. I ran a clipping agency on Whoop, and I made more than $10,000 just by posting clips and have people go viral. For example, this is one of the accounts I managed. To be clear, this is the second channel. We have the first channel and it was suspended by some Instagram mistake. But you can check out the results. I promise we know how to go viral. This is the page I document my results while I was working as a clipping agency. And then people reach out to us outside Whoop so we can have them first go viral and second improve their content. Not only I generate views for my clients, I also generate views for myself. You can check out my page. I got viral videos more than I can count, and the thing is, this is just my first account. I have a TikTok account in Vietnamese. I generated more than 100 million views in that page. But because it's a Vietnamese channel, I'll not show you here. With all of that, I promise I understand how to go viral and what can help you go viral. One of the most important thing is hook. And here are 10 hook principles that Alex Hormozi uses all the time. The first principle I want to introduce to you is information gap. So what is that? So information gap is basically the gap between what your viewer currently knows and what they would like to know. These two positions will create information gap, and that information gap will trigger curiosity. And curiosity then triggers the action to bridge the gap, aka continue watching. Let's see how Alex Hormozi used this hook.
5 out of 10 offer and turn it into a 10 out of 10 offer.
So he said, let's take a 5 out of 10 offer and turn it into a 10 out of 10 offer. This is where you currently are. This is where you would like to be. You don't know the information in the middle. That's why it triggered curiosity and you want to watch until the end so you know the answer. Now this is the formula so you can recreate it. Number 1, tell them the destination. This is how you create a 10 out of 10 offer. Number 2, have them realize where they currently are. This is optional. It will be better if you use it, but most people know where they currently are. That's why it's optional. So instead of just saying, this is how to create a 10 out of 10 offer, you can say, this is how you take a 5 out of 10 offer and turn it to a 10 out of 10 offer. You understand what I mean? Now let's take some examples. The first example I can show you. Here's how a millionaire spends his day. So millionaire spends his day is a destination. That's where they would like to know. And most people are not millionaires. So they know this is where they are. They want the information in the app. That's why they will stay until the end. Second example. Is it possible to go from broke to millionaire in 6 months? So now I give them the destination where they would like to know, which is millionaire, and I help them realize where they are, which is broke. So these two places will create a gap in the middle. And now they want to watch until the end. That's the first one, information gap. Now the second gap is name the pain. Just think about your bad day. It's not bad because you receive more bad things than good things. It's bad because you receive one bad thing and you don't care about the good things. For example, that day you receive bonuses. You got compliments from your teammates. You got good grades at school. But then when you go home, your mom told you that you are a loser. Then you forgot everything and you turned it into a bad day. That's because we have negativity bias. Negativity bias is linked to loss aversion. That's a cognitive bias that describes when the pain of loss is psychologically twice as powerful as the pleasure of gain. So basically, if something negative, something painful, you remember it more than the pleasure of gaining. Let's see how Alex Hormozi used this hook psychology.
The reality is that most people don't change. Most people live the same 6 months 100 times in a row and then they die. They go to the same places, they make the same jokes, they have the same small talk, they work the same job, and then they die because they were never willing to be uncomfortable, because they were never willing to change.
Now Alex Hormozi talk about the pain. Why are you keep living the same day in 100 days? You do the job you hate, you go to the places you don't want to go. He is talking about the pain because the pain will get your attention. And here's how you can create the hook based on this psychology. Step 1. Identify the specific painful situation your viewer is in right now. And second, show them the step-by-step solution to escape. If you just name the pain, they'll hate you. But if you name the pain and you tell them that, hey, I have the solution, they will stay until the end. I'll give you 2 examples. Number 1, if your back hurts, here are 3 tips you can apply today in your office. Second example, most people end up broke in their first year of starting up. Here's how you make sure you are not one of them. So the pain is your back hurts. And then the solution is 3 tips so that you can apply today in your office. The pain is broke. The solution is, here's how. That's hook psychology number 2. Talk about their pain. Hook principle number 3, stack the benefit. Have you ever heard about carrot and stick theory? So basically human behaviors are pushed by 2 factors. Number 1, reward, and second, punishment. And name their pain is when you talk about punishment. They don't want the punishment, they don't want the stick hit their butt, so they take action. Instead of using the stick, you can also use carrot, which is reward. But remember, make sure you stack up the carrots instead of just using one, because you need to double positivity to make it equal negativity. Let's see how Alex Hormozi used this psychology.
$6 for 100 grams of protein that tastes delicious with 0 prep. This is the only food on the market that I'm aware of that you can literally take off the shelf, get 100 grams of pure protein with no fat or carbs, and it is egg whites.
Do you see what he's doing? He stacked the benefit, less than $6, more than 100 grams of protein, and stays delicious. He stacked the benefit. And here's how you can do the same thing. Step 1, you list out the benefit of what you're about to say. Number 2, you make them tangible and immediate. For example, what is the benefit of improve your funnel? It's get more clients, charge higher prices, and never call outreach again. Now to make them feel tangible or immediate, you can say something like, in 60 seconds, or this is how you can do today, or even a baby can do. So here's a hook example. In the next 60 seconds, I'm going to teach you how to get more clients, charge higher prices, and never call outreach again. I stack up the prices and I make it tangible and immediate. Now, hook principle number 4 is called risk reversal. As humans, we all have zero risk bias. I know you're asking, what is zero risk bias? Zero risk bias is when users avoid options with risk of uncertainty, even if they are better. So a lot of people try to make their option better or try to make their hook better, but there's another option to beat them, which is make it no risk. Let's see how Alex Hormozi used this psychology.
This is my actual productivity routine that's cheaper than Starbucks.
Do you see what he's doing? He's lowering the risk. When people talk about productivity hack, they'll think it takes a lot of money. But Alex Hormozi said, dude bro, it takes less than a Starbucks. And everyone can buy a Starbucks. So no risk for them. It's free. I don't say you anything. And here's how you can create this hook. The first way you can do it is state the exact time commitment up front. For example, in 60 seconds, I'll show you blah, blah. Number 2, you can promise a specific result. For example, I promise I'm not selling you anything. Number 3, you exclude all the risk in their mind. For example, no worry, you just need to work 3 hours a day. For example, I can state the exact time commitment up front. Give me 60 seconds. If it doesn't change how you think about money, throw on. Number 2, I promise a specific result. I promise this video will completely change your mindset about productivity. Number 3, exclude all the risk in their mind. This is the best business to start in 2026. No, I'm not talking about clipping or editing. This business actually works. So the risk is they hear too much about clipping or editing, but it's not. It actually works. Hook principle number 5 is time compression. If I give you a piece of diamond, will you take it? You will, because it's so valuable. So time compression is just you compress the time to maximize the value of the knowledge, aka you increase the perceived likelihood of achievement. And based on this equation, if you increase the perceived likelihood of achievement, you increase the value. Let's see how Alex Hormozi used it.
I hit $100 million in net worth at age 31.
Now he's not using time compression in his verbal hook, but look at his title hook, $100 million advice in 50 seconds. This is time compression. So how you can create one? So this is super easy to create. You just put a value into a time frame and make sure it's compressed. For example, 14 years of marketing knowledge in 60 seconds. So just in 60 seconds, that's the knowledge you received. So it's fucking super valuable. Hook number 6 is call out your ICP. This is called the cocktail theory. The theory says that if there's a party, there's a lot of people talking, there's a fucking loudspeaker over there, and if only one person talk about you or information that sounds like you will notice to that information. You will ignore all the noise and tune in when you hear that information. So instead of using a vague hook, just call out your ICP. Let's see how Alex Hormozi use it.
If you're under $1 million in revenue, I can virtually guarantee that basically everyone on earth doesn't know you exist.
Did you see what he's doing? He called out all people under $1 million in the bank. Now, if you don't have $1 million on the bank, you will listen to his advice. Now, how can you create this hook? Number one, you can talk about their current situation. Are they broke? Is that their back hurts? Is that they are bold? Or they are handsome like me? Call out their struggle or their current situation. Second, call out their age. Are they under 18 or they are over 30? Or you can talk about gender. For example, if you want to talk about their current situation, you can say, if you masturbate every day, you are at risk. So the situation is they masturbate every day. Second, talk about their age. If you are from 18 to 25, there are 5 mindsets that change your life forever. Or you can talk about their gender. Women, if you want to be independent, you have to learn sales. Now, if you don't want to call out their ICP, you can talk about the contrarian. So this is based on the purple cow theory. I don't know how busy you are. If you are driving on the road and you see a purple cow, you will stop your car no matter what. No matter your boss is yelling, no matter you are busy, you will stop the car. You put your feet on the field to see is it purple or not. If something breaks the pattern, you will notice it. You want to see if it's right or wrong. Now let's see Alex Hormozi example.
If you feel behind with AI right now, good. You should feel behind with AI because we're all.
This is the contrarian. But people tell you that AI will kill this job. If you don't learn AI, you will be left behind. But Alex Hormozi say the contrarian. If you feel behind, great, perfect, there's nothing wrong with you. Then you want to listen until the end because no one tell you that. It breaks the pattern in your mind. Here's how you can create a contrarian hook. You just need to notice what people consider as usual. Then you flip it. Maybe it's social norms or even the hooks itself. For example, if you want to talk about social norms, you can say something like, don't go to college. And if people talk about steal this viral hooks to go viral, steal that viral hooks to go viral, I would say something like, stop stealing viral hooks. Instead, you do this. Now you're wondering, what is this? Hook principle number 8, social proof. It's super easy to understand. If you see someone achieve that result, you believe that you can achieve that result as well. So now it maybe increase your dream outcome or it increase your perceived likelihood of achievement. Again, if I put a piece of diamond in your hand, you will take it. Let's see Alex Hormozi example.
My companies last year did over $250 million in aggregate revenue, and I own over $300 million in real estate. My name's Alex Hormozi, and this is how I make my money.
Now, instead of he say, this is how I make money, he say, my company make more than 100 million. And I own more than 300 million on real estate. He tells you the social proof before he say anything. Yeah, this is super simple to create. Think of one of your results, then put it in the beginning of the video. I don't want to waste your time, give you example in this simple hook. Let's talk about borrow credibility or borrow interest. The principle is fucking easy. If you are not interesting, if you are not credible to say something, use someone who is more interesting. Use someone who is more credible. For example, when I talk about stealing stuff, I'll say something like, Picasso once said, good artist copy, great artist steal. Now no one will complain. And if people are interested about Picasso, they will keep listening to what I'm about to say. Let's see Hormozi example. He uses it all the time.
Musk owns 20% of Tesla. Jeff Bezos owns 9% of Amazon. Jensen Huang owns 4% of NVIDIA. All of these cent-billionaires understand one thing. The more money you make other people, the more money you make for yourself.
Now, instead of saying the more money you make for people, the more money you make for yourself, Alex Hormozi borrowed the interest or borrowed the credibility of Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, blah, blah. Now, if you want to borrow credibility or interest, what you can do is that you can agree or disagree with their opinion or their action. And now I will put you on game because most people will scan the visuals before they listen to you. So you can add their pictures. That's how you grab attention in the very first second. I'll give you an example. I believe that all of you know about distraint. I'll use distraint and say something like, this couple proves that love doesn't start with power. And I will explain some psychological tricks or I will explain some psychological theory. Now, the last hook principle is using power words. So what is the power word? Imagine I can say something like 3 ways to improve your school grades. But if I say 3 secrets to improve your school grades, you know, we'll be more curious because secret is the power word. Let's see Alex Hormozi examples.
3 life hacks that made my life suck less.
Alex Hormozi doesn't say 3 life hacks that make my life better. He says 3 life hacks that make my life suck less. And suck is a power word. If you want to do that, super easy. You can basically go to ChatGPT and give you a list of power words. Then you can create a hook based on the psychology that I gave you. For example, saving makes you poor. Now you scan over the hook and replace it with a power word. For example, saving money makes you fucking broke. Here's what you do instead. That's 10 hook principle Alex Hormozi use all the time. If you want this Notion page, scroll down, you'll see a link. Just click on it and you will see this page. And if you want Viros, which is my company, help you repurpose your content to promote your long form, your podcast, or you want me to help you grow on Instagram with content, then click the link below or send me a message on Instagram. God bless you. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel.